Welcome back to another episode of Rated T&T, the show where we talk about TV, movies, fandom, fanfic, and everything in between. I'm Tay, that's Tim, and if you're an avid listener and you've been on some of our other videos and you're watching on YouTube, there's a very familiar face joining us today. Please welcome Alex back to Rated T&T.
Hi, my second home at this point. Like,
And that's okay. That's
Thanks
okay
for
because
being
we
I
here.
love
love it
to
here.
have
Love
you.
having you.
Mhm.
Really do. So we brought Alex back for a very special episode. If you can't tell by the title or the pictures behind us, we're here to talk about Interview with the Vampire. The one of the best shows I have ever consumed, okay? And I'm ready for the next season. Ready for it. So yeah, for our press play segment, we're gonna talk about Interview with the Vampire.
I feel like you just said it. Real television.
It's real television.
Real.
It's
Like,
oh
it's one of those shows where, first of all, I gotta drag AMC for a second
Mm-mm.
because their streaming service is fucking horrible. I tried to watch season one of Interview with the Vampire, like maybe the year it was actually airing. Like, I tried watching it week by week, and I was so frustrated trying to watch on the app. It was awful. Like, to the point where I was like, I'll just wait till it comes out on Netflix or something. And
I
of
didn't
course, I didn't
even
realize it would take 2 years to come out on
it
Netflix.
did take a long
It
I
took
didn't
time.
a
know
long
they had a
time.
platform. They
They
have
do.
like
I didn't know
a
that either.
it's like
Yeah.
a AMC specific platform, like a Paramount Plus
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't know if they still have it, but like 2 or 3 years ago, they definitely did.
oh.
And it was awful. Like awful to the point where I stopped watching the show. I was like, I'll just wait for Netflix. And
Mhm.
then it took 2 years. So that's when I finally watched it. But I was in awe and I was pissed off that I waited so long. I was like, I should have just fought through it. I will fight through it for season three, because it's so good.
It really is. It really is. Something I want to mention though that I don't like about season three is the fact that they're calling it the Vampire Lestat. I'm sorry. I hate
Right.
it. I hate it. I hate it because I feel like if we were gonna do that, we should have did it for every other season.
Mhm.
Like if each season was gonna focus on a particular character, we should have named it after that character. I don't
Mhm.
think we should have got to season three, but like actually let's do something a little different. No.
For the white man? Why?
Say it again.
Yeah, it
Why?
honestly just registered in my head that the
Yeah.
first two seasons are interview with the vampire, and then
Yes.
huh.
Like,
I
it'd be
don't like
one thing
that.
if it was like Interview with the Vampire, colon, Louis, or
Right.
colon, Claudia, colon, Armand. But
Yes.
now we're just calling it the Vampire Lestat. And I will not be calling it that. I will be calling it
No.
Interview with the Vampire season three. It's
Same.
government name.
Same.
Huh.
I'm not giving it. Somebody asked, it's like, oh, you ready for the Vampire Lestat? I'm ready for what?
Right.
Interview with the Vampire season three?
Right.
Yeah.
If
Because,
that's where you're gonna be, I'll see you there.
right. I'll
Because I'm
see you
not over in that other name. I'm not doing that. No.
And I'm honestly so, I think one of the things about Interview with the Vampire, because I have not seen the movie, nor have I read the books. So this is my only context I have about the franchise.
Mhm.
I was truly so taken aback over how good the show is. Like, I cannot stress enough to people who have not watched it. I was just talking to my mom about it earlier that this is truly the best show on television right now. And it is so, and I say that about a lot of things. I do. I get why someone wouldn't take me seriously when I say that, but hear me when I say Interview with the Vampire, season one and season two, but especially season two,
Yeah.
are such phenomenal works. Like, to the point where the fact that they don't have really any awards is astonishing. And
Insane.
it has to be bigotry, the reason why. That's the only thing. Because I'm like, incredibly talented cast. The storytelling's phenomenal. The fact that they managed to tell a cohesive and complete story in 8 episodes. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, like, again, when we were talking about heated rivalry, the only other show that I thought could hold a flame to that 8 episode format was Interview with the Vampire, because the storytelling
Yep.
felt complete.
Why do
Agreed.
you think now this might not be the case? I didn't know AMC had a platform, so I didn't watch the show when it was coming out. Like I watched it well after, it came to Netflix. So I don't know if it was the case or not, but it doesn't seem like it. why didn't they get the heated rivalry treatment? Like, why is he? Because if you think about it, it's a similar concept,
Yeah.
MM romance, book adaptation, like low key, same amount of yearning and sex and whatever. Why didn't they get the same like fandom, pop culture-esque treatment as heated rivalry?
Because one of the main characters is black.
And
Yeah.
I'm not
hate
gonna
to
dance
say
around
it.
it. It's because it's a nigga and friend. Like,
Yeah.
that's why. That's the main. Like nobody can convince me otherwise. Like in heated rivalry, while Shane is to me, Shane is not white passing at all. That looks
No.
like an Asian man through and through.
Yes.
But he's biracial in the books. I don't know if Hudson's actually biracial in real life. Is he?
Yeah, he is.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm sure that appeases some people. And he's also the submissive in the relationship.
Yeah.
Like submissive in a way that Louis is not. And Louis never will be, to be quite fair.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I think honestly, I just think racism takes a huge part in that.
Hmm.
I definitely agree. I have a question though, because I also did not watch it as it was coming on or as it was airing. It was something that I got onto a little later. Since you were watching it while it was airing, was there, because I know Louis is not black in the books, was there a lot of backlash like when it came out that they had casted somebody black? Do you know?
To be honest, when I was watching it, I think I only made it through 2 episodes when it was airing.
Gotcha.
And I didn't really see, like, I didn't get a chance to really get into it. So, like, the
Yeah.
fandom side, I didn't really touch on when I started watching it. So, I'm not sure. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say there
Say
probably
yes.
was.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
but I
I don't
wonder,
see it not being an issue. You know, it's
right?
always an issue.
I wonder if if that issue's still there though, considering the show is so much different from the books and the movie.
Yeah. I think it probably started out as an issue, and then when they started watching it, and it was like, oh, this is not actually the same
Right.
as the books, then like it, I'm sure people still have their issues. The same way that like with Shadowhunters, they was mad about making her dad black in it. I forgot his character's name. I forgot his character's name. Claire's dad, though,
Yeah.
he or stepdad, whatever. They made him black in Shadowhunters,
Oh,
and
Luke.
there was
Yeah.
Luke.
Hmm.
Thank you. There was backlash, and I fear that like every time that I've come to a book adaptation or whatever, and they change the race of a character, it's an issue.
Mhm.
It's an
Yeah.
issue.
I mean, we saw it with The Flash with
Yeah.
Candace Patton, her character Iris West. The only
Yes.
reason I watched The Flash was to support her.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only reason. The show ended up being pretty good too, so I
Yeah, it was a good
stuck around. But the
show.
only reason I turned it on, because I didn't turn it on to maybe like season 2, is because I saw the hate she was getting. I was like, oh, let me give my girl a little stream, a little coin, because absolutely not.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Same with
but
Annabeth from Percy
mhm.
Jackson, Leah
Oh,
Jackson.
Oh, I didn't watch Percy Jackson. I'm not in
neither
those.
Yeah.
did I. But
They
that
talked
little
about
girl
her
is so
bad.
cute. She's so cute, so sweet. Like, just I love seeing a young brown girl. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't watch the show, but I'm sure she's very, very talented. She's gorgeous. I've never heard anything negative that she's done in the media. Granted, I don't go there, so who knows? But it's even with Halle Bailey and The Little Mermaid. It
Yeah.
it can be a fucking fictional character and a character, something that isn't even a human, and people be getting mad. Who the fuck cares if a mermaid's black?
It's a mermaid. Like, what
Right.
are we
Right,
talking about? This is not a real
right,
person. It's not like a historical figure. It's a mermaid.
right. And if people heard my fan cast for things, they would hate me because everybody black.
Everybody.
Everybody black.
Everybody,
Like,
actually.
yeah, like everybody. Everybody. Yeah.
Because why not, though? Why not?
Especially with the show. And honestly, from what I know of the original, like the source material, I don't even think I want to read the books. Simply because I believe Louise originally I want to say, I don't know if he's a slave owner,
I heard that too.
but
Mm.
but
He's really
he is like a wildly racist like white man.
yeah.
Um, I forget what his job was specifically, but because I think during that the time, if it's based in the same time frame as the show, I'm pretty sure slavery was already outlawed by then. Um, I don't know, but either way, I truly don't think I would be as interested in the show if it stuck to the original source material like that. I don't need to read it's,
What
no.
I just there are just some concepts, some things like some themes that I just no longer want to engage in, and that's one of them. Like I don't care to watch it, see it. No, I'm actually off that. So I agree with you that if that's the original storyline that they would have stuck with, I would have been
Yeah.
okay. I
And
would have
it's
been
a
okay.
long series. It's like 14 books.
Yeah, I heard that
Oh,
in one of like the latest books they just got married or something like that, and it's been like a whole thing. I said, oh, he
Wait,
dropped some
they're,
so
jewels on
they're still
here.
being
so
written?
no,
I
I'm
think
pretty sure Anne Rice died.
Oh no, they're I was gonna say yeah, no. But
Ooh.
I think in like so I made a video on TikTok and somebody had told me to watch this and I was just like, is everybody that's watching this okay? Because like y'all are talking about it and I was like, this is literally the domestic violence story of the
Yeah.
century. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
said, he dropped
Yeah.
this man from the ozone layer. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
And people were in the comments talking about, yeah, well, like you would hate like in whatever book. I think they might have said like the 12th book or something like that. Some far in the series, they was just like, oh, well, they got married, and I said, okay, Stockholm syndrome. What are we like? It's something. What's
Very
going on?
much if
Uh,
Ian and Mickey were vampires.
absolutely.
Yes, yes, actually, real
Yeah.
bad.
Because
Yeah.
them they be tearing each other up.
Tear
Not
each
in
other
a fun way.
up. I said,
Yeah.
oh,
That is a debate that I hear a lot about the domestic violence aspect of the show, and people feel like they have to justify why they like the show, knowing that like that is a part of it, right? Like, and I feel like this was a conversation we had on an earlier episode, Tay, about like just because you like something in fiction doesn't necessarily mean that you align with it in real life, that you would
right,
tolerate it in real life. Um, you know, I would never tolerate like domestic violence in real life, right? But like
yeah,
these are vampires,
they're
you know?
vampires.
Like that they're vampires. It's not real. It's made up.
Right.
But again, another one of those like moral fandom things, that I think people latch onto and that makes them feel superior, oh, I'm not watching that because it glorifies X, Y, and Z.
Yeah,
Um, and I think you're missing out because it is a really good show, like outside of that.
And
missing
I
out big time. Actually, go ahead.
And I think people think that just showing something on screen equates glorifying it and endorsing it, when that's not the case. Like, if you watch Interview with the Vampire and your takeaway is, oh, this is couple goals, this is relationship goals, I fear you're a fucking idiot
Yeah,
because that has
Yeah.
never been the tone of Louis and Lestat's relationship. Honestly, any of the dynamics in the show, nothing about it is goals. Nothing about any of
nothing.
not even just none of them are good people. Like, I'll give Claudia a pass, and that's it. All of them
Right.
going to hell.
Right.
Like,
And that's
In a
only
handbasket.
because she's stuck in adolescence.
right.
That's
That's
it.
Yes.
only because, like, so it's just so frustrating to me when I hear that take, like, because you hear it a lot. That's a very common critique in fandom with people who read like dark romance and things like that. And while I'm sure I can't think of what an example of what it would be to like cross that line, but I think I think people learn words and don't learn the meaning and don't know how to use it in context.
Hmm.
Because I'm like, if I watch Criminal Minds, like I love Criminal Minds. If I binge watch Criminal Minds, that doesn't mean I'm endorsing a bunch of serial killers, right?
No,
That also doesn't mean I endorse the police, right? It just means I like a fucking show and Shamar Moore is sexy. That's it. Like
that's it. That's all.
that's it, that's all. And same thing if you watch The Rookie, you watch Law and Order, like everything, pretty much everything on our screens is propaganda in some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
And does you watching that mean you endorse it? No, it means the show's entertaining for 30 to 45 minutes of your day. And I think when it comes to like Interview with the Vampire, I also think people are a bit more critical of anything that has people of color and anything that
Yeah.
has queer relationships depicted. And I mean, you can see it, Glee's a good example. Tay, I know you're not there yet, but you can see just the difference between how people treat Mercedes in the show versus
Mhm.
how they'll treat like Quinn.
Yeah.
And it's a stark difference. And there's a storyline you'll see, Tay, that really highlights the difference in a way I don't think they thought anyone would notice, but if you're black, you notice it. And it's I feel like I'm going on a tangent here, but it's so frustrating to see that whole, oh, well, if you like this, you're endorsing it. If you read this,
Oh,
that means you're a
yes.
bad person. Because why would you want to read this? Why would you da 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 da? Because they're good writers, because it's fucking interesting. Shit. Because
Because
I
it's
don't want to
good.
read it. I would rather read it in fiction than see it on the fucking news.
Right.
Come on. But
Like,
it's also this, which I think I've also mentioned it on a previous podcast of like the whole cookie cutter shit of the whole like there's this certain things that you're supposed to like, certain things that you're not supposed to like, yada yada yada. And I just don't like. I like what I like. If it's good, it's good. It's like it's being put out there. I'm going to consume it. That has nothing to do with what I actually desire in real life or like what I am condoning in real life. There are two completely different things, two very different things. Say it,
sorry.
Alex. Say it.
Just while we on the subject, I'm tired of people acting like if you read smut, that's the same thing as like people who are like obsessed with, do I have to
Yeah,
censor myself
No.
on it
that's
with
excessive.
porn? Like people
Yeah,
who think it's the same, like they're equivalent. I'm like, and I would love for someone to correct me if I'm wrong. If you have a statistic that proves otherwise, please let me know and tag me, bitch. But I don't think there has ever been a case of a woman who has read too much dark romance becoming a serial killer and hunting down men
nope,
or sexually assaulting men.
nope.
I've never seen any correlation between that the same way you do with video games, porn addictions, and things like that.
Yeah,
Me reading a smutty book is quite literally just me, and no one's being hurt when I read the book.
no
Mind
one's
you,
being exploited.
there's no exploitation, there's no sick money behind the only
Nothing.
money is just me buying the book. That's
That's
it.
it. That's all.
And it goes to the author, maybe to a third party seller. So I'm like, we need to stop equating those two things because they're not equal. If
Not at
you
all.
don't like smut, you don't like reading about steamy, sexy scenes, that's fine, right? That's totally fine.
It's your
But
prerogative.
don't
Whatever.
get on your high horse and think it's equivalent to someone who sits and watches porn 12 hours a day because it is not the same. It is,
Not
you
at
want to know
all.
why I know it's not the same? Because I can read my smut book on the train in public and nobody will say a thing. I can have the cover out and everything. Nobody will say, someone may take a video and post it on TikTok and be like, oh, this bitch gives no fucks. But I won't get arrested for public indecency. So no,
Mm-mm.
they're not the same. That's like when people try to compare slurs. Like, no, y'all won't say the N-word, but you calling it the N-word, yes, it's a slur. You know what I mean? Like it's just I hate that talking point. Like, no, they're not equal at all. And
And it just,
go ahead, go ahead.
what's the reason? Like, I also wonder, like, what's the point of the conversation? Also, I think that like people drag it or talk about it or whatever just because it's something that women are interested in. There's nothing that we can be interested in and that we
We
can
can't
love
have
that
shit.
isn't torn apart. What the fuck?
We can't have
Can't.
shit.
Can't
Everything we do
have nothing.
it's weird, or it's why we're gonna turn into crazy cat ladies, single and
Oh,
alone. Oh, we're addicted. We're this. We're da. Mind you, nothing we're doing is hurting anyone. Not,
nothing.
not a single person. Not even hurting feelings. Like no one is being hurt by any of the shit that women find fun. Like because
But it's always torn apart.
like it's very dramatic and you can see it in like a low stakes thing like with with the type of music as soon as like any sort
Yeah.
of pop act that a lot of girls like gets popular all of a sudden or honestly we don't have to talk about pop, look at Drake. he
Yeah.
was he was a certified lover boy. There's a joke in Insecure where Daniel says to Issa, oh, all the black girls who went to college listen to Drake. Like Drake
Yeah.
was very much a, I don't want
People
to say
just
like
watch
a
the
woman's
episode.
artist because everyone listened to him, but
Yeah.
women loved Drake. Like that was a
They did.
huge part of his audience. And then he switched up and started pandering more to men, and that was his fucking downfall. Like it
It
just
was.
it never fails. They always try to switch up, or they think it's embarrassing to have a large female fan base. Um, and I'm like, which is crazy because women are the ones to be spending money. Men don't be spending money like women. Not
Mm-mm.
at all. That's why these shows who don't get a fandom following, sorry, they don't be relevant. Nobody knows who their actors are.
No. Because
Like,
I'll show my bookshelf right now the money I done spent on romance novels or crime thriller novels too, but like mainly romance. And
right.
like people just anything that women find enjoyable. Like we can have no space that's ours that is okay without somebody wanting to tear it apart. Because didn't we talk about it in like one of the last
Oh, I'm
episodes?
sure.
We were talking about that girl that got on here and was like, if y'all read
Oh,
romance,
you
like you
dumb
dumb
little bitches
bitch.
who, you dumb little, I don't trust you dumb little bitches who get on book talk because
What's
you're
your
dumb bitches
problem?
and you're dumb and you're a bitch because you're dumb, bitch.
Damn, a bitch
Her?
can't read a book. Some of the bitches in America have not picked up a book in
Right,
20 years. And you mad that I picked up one that just got a little love and a little fucking in it? What are we
right.
talking about?
The last thing they read was TikTok comments, and you're mad because I wanted to read something by Penelope Douglas, bitch.
Shut
Like,
up, bro. Shut
like,
up.
even though I don't like Colleen Hoover, a bitch is still reading. I think her books are trash.
They
I'm
are.
not
They
picking them
are.
shits up.
They are.
But will I ever call someone a dumb bitch for reading
Reading?
a Colleen Hoover book? No, I'm just like, okay, I don't like your taste, but that's about as far as that will go.
That's it. That's
And
all.
it's crazy because I'm like, if I got on the internet and said, "Oh, you're a dumb bitch if you only watch reality TV. Like you're dumb as fuck. You're a dumb bitch who's dumb and a bitch because you're dumb because you watch reality TV all day." Everyone would be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? That's so
What's
rude."
your
Like
problem?
people would be down my throat
Yeah.
because that's an insane thing to think. I don't know why people treat books and hold it. I think a lot of people hold reading to a higher standard of consuming media because
Yeah.
they just started reading for fun once 2020 hit. People who have been reading for fun since like fucking childhood, it's just reading. It's not that
It's just
fucking
reading.
deep. We read the book. If we don't like the book, we don't read it again. We don't read that author again. Like, I think some people just started reading for fun in the last 5 or 6 years. So, and because no one around them is reading for fun, they have like a superiority complex when I'm like, those of us who've been reading since Junie B. Jones, bitch, Magic Treehouse, Percy Jackson, Twilight, Hunger Games, like so those of us
Yeah.
who've been reading for a hot minute, this ain't nothing. We've read
Nothing
many
new.
of books that we don't like, that we thought were bad. You know what we do? Close it and go about our day. Return it to the library and go
That's it.
about
That's
our day.
all.
If we're reading a fic, we close the tab. Like, that's it.
Speaking on that, oh, and that's probably gonna be my hot take too. If you don't
We'll
like
save
it,
it for the end.
oh yeah. Actually, let me write that down because
Save it for the end. Speaking of books and fics, I feel like I don't think any of us read the books. We just consumed the show, right?
Mhm.
yes, correct.
So if you have read the books, I am curious to hear your perspective on this question as well. But because we've only seen the show, who do you think the show wanted us to sympathize with? Because I feel like there was a point for all of the characters where like we as the audience were made to like, oh, that's sad as fuck. Like, or oh, you really put him through X, Y, and Z, you know? But I would also argue that they were all wrong. They all had their moments. So, but like, who did you think that the show wanted to sympathize with? Who did you sympathize with? If you did it change from one season to the next?
It definitely changed from one season to the next. I think season one, I felt so bad for Louis. Like I didn't sympathize with Lestat at all, not once in season one. Like I didn't hate him, but I didn't sympathize with them. But season one, Louis, absolutely, and Claudia. And season two, I still sympathize with Louis and Claudia, but I started to sympathize with Lestat a bit more. And also, I started to sympathize with Louis a bit less because of Claudia. Like I felt like, oh, Claudia, like truly just breaks my heart, her story. And a big reason why her story is the way it is because of Louis. Like Lestat played a part because he turned her, but that was really all on Louis.
Yeah. I feel like she destabilizes their relationship. Like when she was introduced as a character, like I think she exposed how selfish they both were in the
Yeah.
story. Um, so I absolutely agree when you said that it shifted for Louis because of Claudia.
Mhm.
I definitely think that it was intentional too. Like I think the way in which season one was set up was to for us to sympathize with Louis, and as time went on to the second season, we got a little bit more of like backstories or like little pieces, bits and pieces that made us sympathize a little bit more with Lestat. Um, I'm not gonna lie to you though. Do I sympathize with him? I do. Everybody was bad to me though, and that's even with Claudia. I just feel like with vampires and like this dark of a story, everybody's morally gray. Like it's never gonna be somebody that's it
Mhm.
just vampires off top, morally gray. um I did sympathize with Claudia a lot, and I think that was something where people were in the comments because I was just like, y'all talking about Claudia, everybody in this whole bad to me. What are we talking about? Everybody going to hell with
Mhm.
gasoline draws in this bitch. What are we talking about? But but they were just like, well, it's not Claudia's fault, yada yada yada. And I do get that. I do get that. But she's still a vampire. She's still killing people. Like I think that like yes, while we can understand that like the certain circumstances that somebody is in is not entirely their fault, but like from that point on, when you're in it, that's your choices, your things to do. So like you're cross the bear basically. Um, but I did like the way in which it unraveled for us to be able to like start to sympathize with Lestat, and I think that's one of the things that like made the show so good. The storytelling in this shit was
Yeah.
like phenomenal. I'm sorry, I was on the edge of my seat watching this. I said, "Oh," and then like the trials.
Mm.
Woo! The trial. I remember sitting in silence when that episode ended because I think it was 2 episodes. It crossed over
Yes.
to two
Mhm.
episodes. When the second one ended, I remember just sitting there in silence for like a good 5, 10 minutes. Like,
Yes.
oh my God. First of all, I love an unreliable narrator. I love any sort of story with unreliable narrator. And once that, because I'm trying to recall, I don't think I picked up on Louis being an unreliable narrator in the first, like kind of from when he was talking to what's his name?
Um,
David?
Daniel? Is it Daniel?
Daniel?
Mhm.
Thank
Daniel.
you. When he was talking
Y'all,
to him,
when it come to Alex and these names,
David and Daniel are close though. Those
they're
are close.
close.
Those
What's
are
the
close.
other
You
one?
were
What
in
is
the
it? Trevor?
vicinity.
Trevor and damn, what is Troy? That's who you
Travis.
Oh,
Yeah,
from
Travis.
not the long game, but role model.
Yeah. And
What's
then
his name?
also Dwight and what's that man real name?
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
To be fair, I'm not calling a white man Dwayne. I'm not calling a white man Dwayne. I'm not doing that. I don't know who picked that name for that character. I'm not calling a white man Dwayne. No.
I can understand that. Sorry, proceed.
Um,
Daniel, yes.
yeah, I think when Daniel's talking to Louis, you can kind of pick up that Louis withholding some things. He's not really, but it feels more like he's purposely withholding, not that he's an unreliable narrator. Like it feels like
Yeah.
he's purposely trying not, he knows what's going on, but it doesn't feel like he's manipulating the audience. It feels
Yeah.
like he's trying to manipulate Daniel. In season two, that shifts on its head.
Yeah.
And you realize as the audience, especially at that trial episode, that we've been manipulated.
Mhm.
And that insane fucking reveal. Like you want to talk about Emmy, Golden Globe, what's the other one? BAFTA, whatever they got over in England, all the fucking awards should have gone to them for season two
Yes.
because I
Facts.
finished season one and thought to myself, how are they going to top this? Not even top it. How are they going to continue on the same path of
Yeah.
something this good? Not only did they continue, they topped it. Like I truly don't know how they did it. I'm gonna have to see who the writers of the show are and see if they've worked on anything else because
Mhm.
I need to
they
consume it.
that story, the trial episodes, easily the best episodes of television, probably in the last 10, easily last 10, 15 years.
Yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. I just was like, oh, I can't keep doing this with y'all. Was dragging me by my wig. I said, hey, release my edges, please, because like this is a lot. This is a lot.
A lot.
It's that one clip that always goes around on TikTok that I find it funny that people be using, and it's the clip of Daniel sitting there and when Louis throws Armand into the wall, and like all of that
Mm.
shit shakes. The way that people be using it, and I say actually, and I love that part. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not
I
gonna lie to you
thought
because if
I
it's
thought that you were about to say the clip of Louis putting the the blacks only.
Oh,
oh,
Louis only.
that one goes around too. That one goes around too, and everybody be like, okay, but y'all do know that he
Right.
was with a
Right.
white man. What are we talking about? And
That goes around every, especially during Black History Month.
yes,
Just wiping his hands,
Yeah.
like, yeah,
like
blacks
you weren't going
only.
home to this
Yeah.
man. Don't piss me off,
Yeah.
Louis.
When gave that
Don't
thing
piss me
straight to
off.
that white man.
And did. Like, and what
And
did
that
his
white
mom
man
say? He was
ruined
like,
his life.
he said he's not white, he's French. And his mom or his sister was like, is that a new type of white?
Cause be for real.
Weak as
There.
fuck.
Be for real.
Mm.
Um,
In the
hello.
story, do you see Lestat as a lover or captor?
Ooh. Depends on
Because like
the
there are people that, like I said, the show was, I feel like they put us as the audience in the position to sympathize with everybody, right? And
Yeah.
like specifically, I feel like it's really easy to see Lestat as the villain, right? Like he was doing the doing, right? But I have seen people like justify his behavior by saying that like everything that he did was from a place of love, or like his cruelty was came from a place of like a fear of abandonment or being left behind. So I don't
But
know.
that's it's here's the thing. Like a lot of people say that, and I think that the people are not realizing that like your intentions or the reasons why you do things sometimes does not fucking matter.
Mhm.
Like he could be tortured, broken, and have like these reasons as to why he did the things he did does not make them right and does not justify him doing it. Like that's I could have the most traumatized thing happen to me and I can go out there and like slap somebody. Y'all would still be like, why is she on the street slapping bitches?
Right.
Like, let's be for real. Like, it's your intention. And I could do it and with like a specific reason and like an actual reason to do it. It's still like your intention sometimes does not outweigh like the impact of your actual actions. And like the stats don't. Like, do I empathize with like why he was the way he was and like how he executed it? Yeah, or not how he executed it, but do I empathize with like his story and why he turned out the way he did and like realize that like I do think that he genuinely does love Louis. He has a real fucked up way of showing it. I think in his mind he is, let me put the highlighter down because I'm acting like a teacher. I think in his mind I think in his mind he is showing love or whatever, and his intentions are like overbearing anything else. Granted, that's for you, still does not change the fact that you was wrong.
Hmm.
You was
Yeah.
wrong. Sorry. Like it does not outweigh it.
I think that one of the things that was revealed in season 2, I want to say it's Lestat who talks about how like being alone is like the worst fate for being a vampire.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I like about Interview with the Vampire is that they don't paint vampires as solitary creatures, which I think is something that's really common in media. They're meant to kind of be like the lone wolf, Charlie, get down. And I think when once that was revealed, just how like being alone is like almost like death for them. And I think once that was revealed in season 2, it just added a bit more perspective into why
Yeah.
Lestat is the way he is. And same with Armand, and probably same with Louis and his attachment to Claudia. Like there is a genuine fear over being alone. And like you said, Tay, like it doesn't that doesn't diminish the impact of what he did. But I think it's kind of similar. I mean, same with Armand. Like, I think Armand and Lestat are similar in the fact that they both somewhat manipulated Louis into
Yeah.
staying with them. So, like,
Right.
I think they're both his captor while also his lover at the same time. And again, in the real world, this would never work. You can't be a captor and a lover at the same time.
Right.
But in this specific universe, and Louis being a vampire himself, I think it's kind of one and the same. And I think that's also why they tolerate the bullshit the other throws at them for so long because of that.
Yeah. I forgot that that was the question, whether he was a lover or a captor. I I follow the philosophy that two things can be true.
Mhm.
And in the story, I do think that two things are true. I do think that you being one outweighs the other, though, for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel like you being a captor um, does outweigh like whatever love you have for this person. Not gonna lie, and Louis did trade one for the other. I'm
Armand.
sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
he traded one for the other. Now when the reveal came about like what Armand did, I said, and I knew it. I said, "There's something weird about this man.
Right.
There's something I don't like about this man. Like you could tell that like there was something there." And I said, "I knew it. You low down, dirty mud." I just,
Oh,
oh,
I didn't peep anything wrong with Armand in the beginning. Like
really?
I thought he was a little odd. Like I didn't like the way
Mhm.
his coven worked, but I
Yeah,
was like, okay, we're kind of just getting introduced to new like vampires. Like
yeah,
I hated the other vampires in his coven more than I hated Armand at first.
yeah.
Which also that one white man in his coven
Yes,
acted his ass off.
and
Like
did and
acted his
did.
ass off. I can't remember his character's name.
What is his
Actually, matter of
character's
fact, I'm gonna
name?
have to find it. I'm gonna have to find it
I
because
was just about to look it up too.
yeah.
Because I
Uh,
pulled a picture of him. I didn't put it up here, but I had pulled a picture of him.
hold up, I'm gonna find it.
Hmm.
Uh, Santiago.
Yes. One of the things, though, I know that I said that Claudia was bad because she's morally gray, whatever, vampire, get it, got it. One of the things that really made me so sad with her storyline, too, was not only just the love interest of finding, I don't remember the lady's name, but like her lover, whatever, I don't
Mhm.
remember her name. But it was her struggling so much with her body image and like still being seen as a child just to get there, feel like she was accepted into that coven for them
Mhm.
to make her perform as a kid in their play. That right there, I said, "Oh, this is
Yeah.
evil. This is
Yeah.
evil." I felt
Then
so bad for
they
her.
had no sympathy for her either.
None.
None. Like
None. I
the
hated
way
all
they
bitches.
handled it, I was like, and you could see the moment of realization where she realized she can't escape it. Like this is
Yeah.
truly her fate forever. Like it was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And how did you guys feel about Claudia's relationship with I gotta look up that woman's name.
I
Um
told you I can't remember her name. I don't remember her
Madeline.
name. It I don't know. It just something about it. I don't know. I can't pinpoint what it was. There was something about it that I just really didn't like about it, though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Because
And I
I'm like,
don't.
she was supposed to look like a 12, 13-year old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And granted, obviously emotionally and the way she speaks does not give that, but physically, she
it's
is
good.
a child.
Yeah,
Right.
And so it was a bit odd that there was anyone that woman was even attracted to her in the first place. Like, because
yeah,
at first I couldn't like when they first started talking, I couldn't pin what the relationship was gonna be.
yeah,
But I didn't like that at all. Like I feel like it also highlighted just how heartbreaking Claudia's situation is though.
yeah.
You know, like even when she finds someone who can love her,
Hmm.
right? Despite the fact that she is stuck in this body, it's still like to the outside
Amazing.
world, it could still never be like she'll always have to be like the younger sister or God forbid the child or something like that. So I think it did a good job of highlighting just how kind of fucked Claudia's situation is. But yeah, I had like mixed feelings about them though. Like cuz
For sure.
well not about them, more about Madeline cuz I was like what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Right.
Like actually, what it? What is it really? But there was something there that like I just couldn't put my finger on as to why I didn't really like it. I don't know, maybe also I don't know. I don't remember like seeing them and thinking like, "Oh, y'all got mad chemistry" either.
Right.
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think I saw that. I think obviously like given Lestat and Louis, I was like or Lestat and Louis, I was like, "Oh, y'all got chemistry. Like this works. I can see the flames and the damn electricity running between you hoes."
Hmm.
For Claudia and Madeline, I didn't get that.
Yeah.
I think that also was one of the reasons why I really just didn't
Yeah.
really care for it.
Yeah.
Even even Louis and Armand, you
Yeah.
could see like chemistry between them and tension between them. Um,
People be running that clip of them too into the ground.
what
Talking about
clip?
What?
when he come in and he tells him bend over like you can tell me this while he fucks him or whatever.
No, I don't think I've
Yeah,
seen it. I don't know what you're
yes.
talking
Okay, obviously I'm telling what be on my timeline, so maybe
about.
mine's a little
Well, we
different.
already know.
Right.
A little different than y'all's, but yeah, that scene people be running that into the ground. One of the saddest scenes though, to pivot a little bit back to Claudia, you and me and you. I felt so bad for her in that scene because Louis, you do be picking men. Come on.
Big
Yeah.
time.
Do better. Do better.
Yeah.
Be better.
Like that's why honestly it felt like Louis was Claudia's captor at some point.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Agreed.
Ugh.
It
Didn't
was
she
such
tell everyone that she was gonna haunt them like
yes.
during the trial? I love that part. One, because I do in fact be telling people I will haunt them frequently. Like I will tell I will tell that to doctors and nurses. So that way there's
Mm.
we don't have no sort of medical racism going on. Like bitch, I will come back and haunt you if
Mm.
I don't make it out of this bitch
Actually.
alive. Like let's just set the stage now. Also it's just funny to tell people that, but in her case it was a lot more serious. And from what I understand, season 3, she haunts the fuck out of Lestat.
Mm.
Period.
Yeah, so
I
I'm
know
very
that.
interested to see that because she's still in season 3. Like I believe the actress is still
Yeah.
like she's still casted.
Okay.
I'm
Love that.
excited.
Can't wait
Yeah,
to see. I am excited.
I love that movie Queen of the Damned that
Yeah.
Aaliyah is in.
Mm,
Um, and that is the Vampire Lestat story, or at least it's like weaved
mm,
in there in some way. So I'm curious to see how that works.
I'm
yeah.
so
So,
curious.
before we wrap this segment, we
Yeah.
are going into season 3, Interview with the
Yeah.
Vampire, because we're not calling it the Vampire Lestat. If you
Correct.
have not seen Interview with the Vampire, Alex, make the case for why somebody should watch this show.
Ooh, okay. I think if I mean, I would say if you want television that is unpredictable, and I will say, unlike anything else on television at the moment, it is the show for you. If you like suspense, an unreliable narrator, you like well, one vampires, you like that sort of media. This is in fact the show for you. I think if you were drawn to characters like Klaus Michelson, Damon Salvatore, honestly, I'll even say like Jasper Cullen in the Volturi, I think you will like this show. Like these characters are so layered and emotionally deep, and the storyline is deep that I don't think you can watch the show and be bored. Like I don't actually think that's possible. There's quite literally too much going on. Also, there are a few cute moments here and there every now and then. There's a little sprinkle of them. Like this, like there's a scene at the end of season 2 between Lestat and Louis. Literally makes me want to throw up. It's so fucking cute. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Um, but I think the show, in one sentence, I would say the show is for anyone who has taste. And just
Yeah.
leave it at that.
That's it. That's all. That's it. That's
Mhm.
Love it.
all.
That's
And
all
I
you.
agree. Um, okay. So that's gonna wrap our first segment of the episode. We're gonna move into our second segment, which is two takes. Y'all know we give our takes, whether they are hot, lukewarm, can be about anything, whatever. It's whatever we want it to be. Who wants to go first?
I don't want to go
Don't
first.
everybody say anything at once. Like,
I'll go first.
Yes.
So my take for this week is we need to let the C word go in fan fiction.
Yes.
And I fully acknowledge that this is a personal preference, right? So like the C word.
Oh.
Yeah, this is I fully acknowledge that this is personal preference, right?
Yes,
And that word is definitely a part of some people's like everyday vocabulary.
it
Mhm.
is.
I just think we need to let it go. You know, I just think that for me, that is one of those things that immediately takes me out of a fic. I hate it. I hate it. I hate reading it. I'm like, there's so many other words that can be used. Like we can get a little creative, you know. Like I'm not saying we gotta throw it all the way back to the 1700s and say member, but like
I was about to say throbbing member. It went crazy on One Direction
It
fanfic.
yeah,
did.
like
Throbbing member.
I just feel
Stop.
like we should focus a little bit more creative energy around that word
Yeah.
and find something else. You know, it's just disturbing.
It's also overused
Yeah.
because, like, one
Yeah.
of the things, like, when you're writing, because, like, actually, I'm gonna bring this. I need y'all to hear me. Find something else, okay? Please, for the love of God. Like, it just, if you're wanting to write, I think that, like, you can find creative ways to say it, okay? Reusing the same one, because some people, like, I did read a fic, and I promise this was the other day. You said it once and it opened the dam, and that was the only thing that you used all through that bitch. Find something else.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm sorry, that don't come near me. I don't say that in my real life. And if you say it to me, that's wrapping it up,
Get
babes.
on out.
That's wrapping it up. What are we talking about?
It feels very threatening. Like I don't like I just don't like that word. Like just say
No.
dick. Like I'd rather hear dick
Yeah.
than anything. Like the
Yes.
C word, it feels so aggressive. Like
Yeah.
I that's not my truth. I don't want to hear that. Like they said, it will also take me out the moment. We talked about that in my book club actually, because we were talking about like, are we for it? Are we against it? Like in books. And I was like, in books, I can kind of disconnect from it. Like it doesn't, I can tell when it's used a bit excessively, like in a book or
Yeah.
in a fic, but would I ever prefer it? Absolutely not.
No.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I think in some cases I would rather read Throbbing Member.
Absolutely.
I
Actually.
think I would because I'd be like, okay, we're getting back to our basics, getting back to the roots with that one.
Yeah. And
Yes.
like, and
Again,
that's okay.
again,
Sometimes it's
not
needed.
not discouraging anybody from writing their fix, you know.
No.
Love to read it.
Yeah,
If you really can't find anything else, please continue to use it. But
right.
I just think we should put some creative energy into finding another word. Especially
Yeah.
like when the character says it, I'm like, that don't even sound like their voice. Like that doesn't even sound like something that this character in particular would say.
Yeah,
Yeah, just takes me out immediately.
yeah.
Yeah. There was a fic that I read and they got to the end of it. Mind you, the fic was like 20K, 30K, something like that. And most of it was a sex scene or whatever. They got to the end of it and they was like, aren't y'all proud of me? Because I got to the end of this and I never used that word. And I said, and you goddamn right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
yeah,
right. I'm so proud of you, actually. Kudos. And I left a comment on that one. I ain't gonna lie to you. I said, babes, here's your
yeah. Round of
flowers.
applause. Actually,
Right.
take a bow.
Because what are we talking about? I hate that word. Ugh,
Yeah, that's a good
hate
hot
it.
take. Um, I would say my hot take is, you know how on Twitter people will tweet like, um, people will tweet about fics they've read. They won't say the title, they won't say the author. They will just say, oh, like for example, I read this fic where butt gets hit by a car and hen cries or something like
Yes.
that. And but they will start dogging on the fic, like dogpiling in the
Mm.
comments. Like, and I hate
I don't
that
like that.
because I get if you post about a fic and say you love it, right?
Yeah.
Totally fine. But to even if you're not saying the fic name, the title, the author, like doesn't matter. I'm just like that must be I can't imagine being a fic writer and getting on Twitter in your fandom and seeing everyone just dogpiling your fucking fic. Like people did that for the writer who wrote the fic of Eddie having a crush on Chimney.
Oh
Mm,
I thought that
yeah,
fic was fucking funny.
it
I thought
was.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was well written. I thought it was a good time. And it was different. Like it was a unique fic. Like I just hadn't read that before in the 911 fandom. And I thought it was great. But everything I saw on Twitter was like, this is terrible. Why would you write this? This is so unlike Eddie. And I'm like, well, that's the great thing about fan fiction. It doesn't have to be like canon. It doesn't.
right.
Doesn't.
More often than not, it's not like canon. That's why people write fics in the first place. But I hate that. I think fanfics is one of the things where if you don't have anything nice to say, you quite literally shouldn't say anything at all.
Zip
Like,
them lips.
and even with the whole accusing people of using AI, unless you see the actual chat GPT prompt in there or they took your fic and put it into AI, because I saw that too. If you don't have anything nice to say, just keep it to yourself. Keep it
Yeah,
to yourself.
Yeah.
that's. I thought you were gonna go a different way
Me
with it.
too.
Oh,
Which way
wait,
did you
wait,
think she was going? Because I
I
wonder if we
thought
think the same thing.
I thought it was gonna be where like they don't ever drop the link,
Yes, I thought
like
it was
the
going to be
title.
like gatekeeping. Like, oh, I read
Yes,
this
Oh,
fic, and now
I
everybody's in the
yeah.
comments like, oh,
because
what
somebody
fic?
was
What's the name? What's the name? What's the name?
and they're not responding. Bitch,
I
you knew
haven't
people
seen
was gonna
that.
ask. I've seen it terribly
Same.
on Twitter, and especially with like Hollanov. Oh, they love to get in there bad. They also drop screenshots of like a certain excerpt of the fic, and then people be in there like, "What's the name? What's the link?" And they don't be
Yeah.
saying
And
nothing.
then they don't want to
Don't piss me
respond.
off. Don't piss me off, bitch. You wanted some likes. You wanted some clickbait. You stop. What are we talking about? And that's why. So
Yeah.
that's why I thought you were going. But
No,
lucky the
I haven't
that you
seen
actually went
that.
with. You know, it's been a whole thing. It's been terrible because I actually just passed by a tweet earlier today where somebody was talking about why y'all get on here and like don't provide the link or
Right.
like a name or anything for these fics that y'all are ranting and raving
Especially when
about.
it's not your fic. Like it's
Right.
not one that you wrote and you want to gatekeep.
What are we
It
doing?
like it's somebody else's. Like, you know. But
Yeah.
yes, very valid point. We've definitely had that discussion before about like where is the line of critique when it
Yeah.
comes to fan fiction, like especially knowing that for a lot of people it is a labor of love, like it's not something you have to do. Um, so yeah, very, very valid point. I feel like
But
especially
also,
for this, like if you don't have anything nice to say, like
shut the fuck
just
up.
save it. Right. Like just shut the fuck
Shut the
up.
fuck up.
Like why the figure's already there, it already exists. Like, you know,
People treat it like published works.
right.
I'm like, and when, to be fair, there are a lot of like self-published authors who feel some type of way when you critique their stuff because you see them
Yeah.
sometimes on Instagram or TikTok arguing in the comments if someone doesn't like their book. I think the difference though is that there is a payment with that with people, like there is
Yeah.
some type of reward. With fanfics there is none. The most
Right.
rewards you can get are kudos and hits. That's it. Or maybe some,
That's all.
comments. That's it. That's the most love you can get. And so I'm like, fan fiction is purely for the love of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it. And sometimes it's for people who already like to write and they just want to, kind of they want to write about something, but I think I just think you have to be kind of a really shitty person to want to shit on someone who's doing something they love purely because they love it.
Yeah. Yeah. People also just can be dickheads. And I think it's one thing to not like it. It's another thing for you to get online, post a screenshot of it to another platform
Yeah.
and shit on it with like other people. I think that's foul.
Yeah.
I think that that's just
Yeah.
like you're dragging it. You're dragging it. Like it's one thing.
Yeah.
I don't think y'all should be leaving no comments to say anything, but like it's one thing for you to leave a comment. I could delete that. I could block you. I could do whatever I want to do with that. You gonna take it to another platform? Are you miserable, bitch? What's your
Yeah.
problem?
They are miserable.
As
It goes back
fuck.
to no one listening to them in real life. So,
Yeah.
Yes. Like what's your issue? What's
yeah.
your problem? Um, to keep it on topic, if you don't like it, get out of it. What are we talking about? I see so many people that just like, if I don't like an article, I'm gonna close the tab. If I don't like a TV show, I'm gonna not watch it. There's a couple of them I DNF'd and will not be going back.
Yep.
If I don't like a book, I'll close that bitch and put it back on the shelf or take it back. I like it just I know that there's this whole thing about like hate watching things. Get it. I was already a fan of the things that I'm choosing to hate watch though. I don't like start it, hate it automatically, and
Mhm.
then be like, oh, I'm gonna watch the rest of it just because I hate it so bad. No, that's a waste of my
Yeah.
time. I
Yep.
was 9 seasons into a show and it was on bullshit and I decided to hate watch to continue.
Yeah.
That's like a difference. You hate watching something that you absolutely just like genuinely hate it from get go just to be a dick about it. That's crazy. You reading a fic knowing that you hated this bitch in the second sentence and continued it to make a comment or to go to
Right.
Twitter. If you don't like the fic, close the tab. Shut your mouth. Zip them lips. Stop talking. You don't have to like. You don't got to say something about everything. And I told y'all, we lost the art of shutting the fuck up. You don't got to comment on
Lost it.
everything. It
Lost
all goes back to that though. We lost the art of shutting the fuck up. You don't got to comment on everything. I know TikTok and like Twitter and all made everybody feel like a commentator. You don't get paid for this. Shut your mouth.
it. Yep.
Shut your mouth. And that's crazy coming from a professional yapper. I do. I get it. I know. Whatever. I'm just not up here shitting on people's shit all the time though. Like I talk about it because I
Right.
like it's the things that I like, my interests. You just hating on shit.
Yeah, I think people turned being a hater into a personality trait. And to me, it's like very similar to like, oh, how being like a bitch and a mean girl used to be a personality trait, like the
Yeah.
Blair Waldorfs, the Regina George, like, oh, that's so cunty type thing. Like, no, you're just a bad person. You're just a
Bad
bitch.
person.
Nobody wants to be around you. Nobody likes you. And I think that has evolved into being a hater.
Yeah.
And it's it's odd. That's why I do love Kay Poyer. I don't know if you follow her on
No. What's that?
TikTok. Oh, I love she's like a messiah. One of the few white women I will ever listen to. That girl, like, oh, the stuff that comes out of her mouth. I'm like her and Anaya. Um,
Mhm.
y'all know Anaya? Yeah.
Yeah.
Those two, their minds, I'm like, they are prophets. And Kay Poyer has a series called Ethical Hating, and she will hate on something, but she gives so much context because she's like, I am a hater, but let me break down why this means I am a hate. Like it's
And I
there's
love
a
that.
bit of depth to it instead of just a very shallow and just not to say there's anything wrong with just seeing a tag on a fic and being like, oh, I don't want to read that. Like I hate that. You don't have to be deep about anything, but I feel like if you're gonna take the time to, like you said, take something from a different platform, bring it to a new one, just to shit on it and bring other people to shit on it with you, something is wrong with you. And I think you kind of need to kind of look within and figure out what are you lacking in that makes me feel like I need to do this to someone who does not deserve it.
No, because like that's for like especially when it comes to fix, that's something that somebody just did for their free time. That also
Mhm.
brings up though that you said something about making it a personality trait because you know everybody thinks that like oh everybody else likes this one thing I don't like it because I've seen a couple people that say they don't like to change the prophecy
Mm.
and make it a personality online. Y'all can't be comfortable just being a hating ass bitch on your own. Me,
Mhm.
on the one hand, if I do in fact say that I'm a hating ass bitch, I'm a hater. I be hating at my house though. I
Yeah.
be hating in
Yeah.
my room. I don't
Yeah.
have to bring other people into the hate for me to feel validated in it. If I hate something, I hate something. If I don't like it, I don't like it. I don't need to go get a gaggle of people
Yeah.
Right.
to hate it with me.
A real
And it
hater can hate alone.
That's what I was about to say, Tim. Because
Come
what
on.
I'm thinking of fucking George O'Malley. I've hated that motherfucker since I first started watching Grey's Anatomy.
Yes.
And I will never forget the way the girls in middle school damn near shunned me when I said I was happy that bitch was dead. I said, fuck him. I don't give a fuck about no
Get him out
George
of here.
O'Malley. The bus should drag him another 3 blocks. I don't like him. And the same goes for Derek fucking Shepherd. I hated
Yeah.
both of them.
Yeah, he was
And
terrible.
the girls hate me. They were like, oh, how could you hate Derek Shepherd? I'm like, listen, I'm not saying you got to hate him with me. I'm
Yeah.
not saying you're a bad person if you like the character or you like Meredith and Derek's relationship, because again, it's fiction. But I'm going to stand on my island alone, bitch. And
Yeah.
I'm going to hate them motherfuckers. Like you said, Tim, a real hater can hate alone.
Yeah.
And I
And
feel
and
like
if
that's something people look for validation in their hate.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if I really hate something, I probably hate it enough for the both of us.
Mhm.
You know, and that's
Actually,
okay.
and that's
Facts.
okay. It's not
Yeah.
it.
Valid, valid, valid points. Especially about the fan fiction point. Like that's an opt-in experience. Nobody's making you read the fan fiction. Like you're opting into this experience. Like
Right. You
so
would
to
think they're held at gunpoint.
right. So to like come in and be a hater, especially for things like we said that are unpaid labor of love, like come on now.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
When there are actual real life works that people are getting paid for, movies, books, TV,
Mm,
that deserve to be hated on. They
Mm,
need the critique. And yet
yeah.
here you
yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Okay.
Um,
I have another hot take.
Let's hear it.
come on.
Because I just thought about a tweet, Tay, when you were talking that I saw. So someone wrote a Holonoff fic. I think a few people have, where it's Ilya and Scott Hunter. And specifically, it was Ilya and Scott Hunter because Shane was abusive. I don't know where the fuck Kip was, but that was
Hey,
like
Okay.
the tags, right?
they
And
writing out there,
there
okay?
was a lot of tweets about it on Twitter that I was seeing where people were like, "Oh my God, this is racist. Why would you make the POC abusive? Shane would never do that. You're making Ilya this like all these thoughts, right?" And I'm like, first of all, the fic was tagged correctly. I didn't read it, but just looking at the tags from the
Okay.
screenshot, it was tagged correctly. Like it said AU. It said Shane and Ilya, but past relationship. It tagged that abusive Shane. Like it had all the right tags, if I recall correctly. And I think some people have lost the art of an AU. I'm like, for a lot of ships to work, it is an AU. Like a lot of ships just don't work in canon. Um, and that's okay. But because I mean, especially when you're talking about when you're in a canon universe and you're diverting away from the main ship, like if you're in the Heated Rivalry universe and you're diverting away from Hollinoff or Scott and Kip, it's gonna have to be an AU. Or if you're in the Marvel fandom and you're diverting away from Stucky or Stony, it's gonna have to be an AU because you're gonna have to overlook the obvious chemistry and tension and history between the main characters to even attempt to write this, right? But the feedback that fic was getting, I'm like, y'all are so new to fan fiction, it's not even funny. Like,
Yeah.
if you would like, that's not even an AU to really get mad about.
Hmm.
The AUs people, and I feel weird saying this is like an AU because it's One Direction. There is no AU, they're real people. But that being said, people used to write absolute heinous fics about those
They
boys.
did. They did.
And it was heinous shit. And I mean, anyone who's in the One Direction fandom knows about the Lux fic, and it was heinous. I'm like, that is an AU that was rightfully dragged. That was rightfully, people were up in arms about it, rightfully so. But I'm like, writing about two fictional characters being together instead of two other fictional people being together,
It's not
we
that bad. That's
we
just
got to really put things into perspective. And I didn't read the fic, so maybe there was something racist in the undertones of Shane's character, but making a character abusive in a fic is not inherently racist.
no, no.
Like,
I'd have to agree.
Mm.
And also, I don't know. I just feel like whoever wrote it, like obviously they really like Ilya and Scott, and
Right.
like that's okay. And if they want them to be together, that's fine. And like
right,
I don't know. I think in their mind, the only way that it makes sense for him not to be with Shane in their AU
right,
is for him to be abusive, and
Yeah.
that's not inherently bad. Now, if you had racist undertones in there, that's a different story.
Right.
right.
That's a very different story. But like just one, two other characters to be together, that's like them fix that be putting Eddie and Tommy together for
Yeah.
911.
Yeah.
Now,
I
is it my cup of tea?
What about that?
no,
Is it my cup of tea? No. Am
never.
I dragging somebody because that's what they want in their AU? No.
No,
Have at it, Bookie.
it's just that's why you just exclude tag.
Get
This
up
is
out
a
of here.
combination of words I never thought I'd put in a sentence together. I think that a lot of fanfic consumers are masochists.
Mm,
Actually, let me make sure I got that right. Masochist is the one where you find pleasure in hurting yourself. Yes?
I
I'm
think
pretty
so.
sure that I think sadist is you find pleasure in hurting others.
Other people,
correct, because I've
yes.
been called a
Yes.
sadist. Yes.
Yes.
Like,
I
but I'm
think
not, for the record.
yes.
I'm
I
not.
think a lot of fanfic consumers are masochists because
Yes.
when you were describing that fic, in my head, I was like, oh, keep that away from me. I'm not even gonna go seek that out, right? But I think that there are some people who, like, even with the descriptions and the tags and all of that stuff, you know you aren't gonna like this. You
You know you're
know
gonna
that
hate
this
it.
isn't for you. So why would you go and consume it?
Hmm.
Like, I could see
It's
if you
just
were tricked and the fic wasn't tagged right, and because
Right.
that at one point the Buck Tommies, they were playing right, and they would tag fics like Buddy, but it was but
yeah.
like, if, like you said, in that instance the tags looked correct, the summary seemed accurate. If you knew from all of those things that this is not for you, why would you go and read it?
Why
Why
even
would you
yeah.
go and consume it if you
Exactly.
already know that this isn't for you? This isn't your thing.
In the words of
Just a
Kate Boyer, they're
masterpiece.
not being ethical haters. Like an
I
ethical
need you to
hater,
send me her page. I need
Right.
I
you to
I'm
would
gonna
send me
go
her
follow her
page.
like.
after this.
I
Yeah.
love Kate Boyer. Like she is she's one of those people who's like never wrong, just early. Like the
Mhm.
shit oh, I love her. But it like an ethical hater would see all the tags, be like, you know what? I could possibly like some of these things, because I know myself, I'm for some fandoms, I won't even say for some fandoms, for like most of my reading in general, whether it's a book, whether it's a fic, I will kind of like dip my toe into anything. I'm
Mhm.
using anything very loosely because there are some things that I have not dipped my toe in and I know I won't be. But I feel like in general, I have a broader scope of what I'm willing to read. And I could see myself just reading it to be like, what the fuck is this about? Like seeing all the tags. But then once seeing the tags, reading it, if I then decide to hate it, I would still hate it from an ethical spot. It would be
Yeah.
like, oh, well, I get all the tags, I get this, but it wasn't really the well written because the storyline doesn't make any fucking sense because of this, and this, not just because it's an AU. And people don't have that skill. They don't have the art of shutting the fuck up, and they don't have the art of ethical hating.
They really don't. They really don't. And that's just see it to see actually. All right, y'all. I think that's gonna wrap our two takes segment for this episode. We're gonna move into our last segment, and that is the reaction thread. In this segment, we talk about whatever pop culture moment that we decided on for the day. It could be news, it could be anything that's happening, and we want to talk about it. Tim's gonna tell us what we're talking about today. So I'm gonna hand it over to you.
Yeah. In honor of our guests, I wanted to pick something that I knew you would be interested in, something that I knew that you already have strong opinions about, because this is something that happened a little while ago, but has recently come back up and might actually be happening like right now or like in the next few days of us filming this. And that is Ponytail. Specifically, the Ticketmaster debacle for the Eternal Sunshine Tour. So as I said, happened months ago with all of this, but now we are, at least when we're filming this, we're in the middle of people signing up and possibly getting tickets to see Ariana Grande. So, would love to hear your thoughts on the Ticketmaster debacle of the Eternal Sunshine Tour.
Ticketmaster will rue the day. Okay. Let's put that on the fucking record. I am waiting for Ticketmaster to like I'm waiting for their demise. Like I fucking hate Ticketmaster. Truly, I wish nothing but the worst on them people. Um I think first of all, I think the whole tour has been handled so poorly. I think when you have a pre-sale that's open to fucking everyone, like there's no reason in a pre-sale I should be 381,742 in line. Like that's not a pre-sale. That's a general sale.
Mhm.
Like it didn't make any sense. So the pre-sale was fucked up. And to be fair, like pre-sales have been, it's not just her tour. Like pre-sales have been an issue for a while now for a lot of tours. The
Right.
Eras tour, Renaissance, Cowboy Carter. Like this has been a thing for a while. But that was just egregious. Like that was something I had never seen the likes of before. So that was already off to a bad start. And then I'm hearing when people got in, they only had like 2 seconds to get something. They only had 5 minutes to get something. Then fast forward a few months, and for the record, I will be at that show. Do I have a ticket right now? No. Will I be there though? Yes. Do I know what show I'll be at? No. But will I be there? Yes. Trust and believe that.
When
Um,
when the time comes, we will clip this part of the podcast for you so it can
Yeah.
like immediately go
yeah,
to you being at the show.
yeah, because I will be there and I will have my ponytail, okay?
Period.
Because I will be there. It's just I think Ticketmaster has so ruined the joy of going to a concert. Like
Yeah.
it's now like I dread when an artist goes on tour because I'm like now I have to deal with this shit. Like it's not exciting. There's no excitement like, oh, I'm just competing with other fans. No, now I'm competing with fans. I'm competing with people who know one song off of TikTok. I'm competing with people who only liked her in Wicked. I'm competing with people who, just want to buy as many tickets as possible because they want a girls' night out. I'm competing with people who just want to buy as many tickets as possible to resell them for 4 times the price. It
Yeah.
just took the joy out of it. And I think Ticketmaster then canceling a bunch of tickets to try and combat the scalpers, dumb. Like I don't even know what the process was in that. Like I don't know how they were able to verify who was a scalper, who wasn't, because then fans had their tickets canceled. And now they're allowing only fans who got their tickets canceled. So only people who had tickets are able to register to get tickets again.
What are we
Meaning
talking?
only the people who already had. So there's a good 300,000 people who didn't get tickets, who can't even register for this opportunity to get tickets. And I cannot stress enough. While I do think Ariana is very much a big enough artist to do a full stadium tour, I understand why she's not, and I have no
Yeah.
issue with her choosing not to. I The fact that she's even touring again is shocking. Like
Right.
from the bottom of my heart, I genuinely accepted that I was never going to see her live because of what happened in Manchester. And I was okay with that because I'm like, that's a traumatic event to go through. Um, but the fact that she is touring again, her team should have planned it better. They should have planned it better. I would have rather seen, oh, her top listeners on Spotify will get pre-sale for this date. And then after Spotify, Apple Music, and then or the same day, whatever. But opening pre-sale was open for like 48 hours. Actually, I think it was open for a fucking week.
I think it was,
It was
yeah,
yeah,
because there was like 6 million people that signed
yes.
up.
Shit.
And when I heard 6 million people signed up, I said, well, shit, this ain't a pre-sale. This
No.
ain't got 6 million people signed up for a tour that I think only had like 300,000 seats for the whole tour.
Mhm.
And I remember seeing like people saying, "Oh, I got tickets to 4 shows." I hope you choke, bitch. Like, truly. I'm sorry. Like, why would you get on the internet and like read the fucking room? Read the room.
Please.
Act like you don't. And actually, matter of fact, people need to be lucky I really didn't go into STEM because I would be hacking bitches Ticketmaster left and right. Trust and believe that. I'll be like, oh, you got 4 tickets, you don't need them other three.
And don't.
Transferred. Like, I think the way that whole shit went down is really embarrassing. And honestly, it gets to a point where, especially considering the economy and just like the state of the world, it's like, why the fuck am I even spending money on this? Like, it's why am I spending money on this? It's not even, I don't want to say it's not worth it, but it's like, it feels almost insulting, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like people used to have a bit more respect for their fans. And this is not towards Ariana, it's more just Ticketmaster is kind of the middleman between her and her fans for this. And it just seems like consumers don't really have any protection in America anyway, because actually, now I think about it, London, they only had 2 shows they were fighting for. That was all of Europe fighting for those 2 shows. So they were going through it too. But I don't know how she picked the dates. I don't know how she picked the venues. Like, I also think part of me wonders if the tour is so small because she genuinely thought people wouldn't want to see her. I mean, the tour is announced coming off of like a 2-year long hate campaign
Right.
against her.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
people were dragging that girl through the mud for a solid like 18 months.
Right. So
Yeah.
when I saw 6 million, I was like, oh, somebody lying.
Somebody
Somebody
lying,
in here
man.
lying.
Somebody lying. Somebody lying. And I remember I posted it on TikTok. I was like, what happened to all y'all bitches who hated her? I thought y'all didn't like Ponytail. I'm
Right.
thinking it would be a smooth 300 people in this pre-sale, the way y'all was talking about her. But 6 million, and people were in my comments saying, oh, well, she is a homewrecker. She's still this, she's still that. Then why the fuck are you going to spend your money on her? If you're so against being a homewrecker, like, which page 6 ended up retracting that statement, but that's a whole other argument I'm not trying to go down right now. Why would you spend your money on that? You know, it doesn't make any sense. Again, they're not ethical haters. Like, oh, shit irritates me. That was a good topic, Tim, because I talk about that for like a while because that shit gets me hot every time I think about it. Like, Ariana's such a soft spot for me because, like, whenever I say like my favorite artist, after Beyonce is implied. Like, obviously, like whenever I say my favorite,
Right.
anything after Beyonce is like implied, like duh, after Beyonce. But
Yeah.
Ariana is right there. And I think because Ariana was probably the first, one of the first, and one of the only artists who I discovered on my own growing up. Like she would like Beyonce, I came out the womb listening to Beyonce. Like there is no point on this earth. I think I was born like 2 days after Destiny's Child's first album came out. Like there was no point in time I was on this earth where Beyonce was not a trending subject, right? So Ariana though, I discovered her on my own as a kid and she's continued to make music throughout from my like teenage years into adulthood. And she's one of the only she's one of the few artists that I found myself that popped up for me to discover and listen to throughout the years. And it's so irritating because I'm like, I also know I'm a bit parasocial when it comes to Ponytail, but I'm just like, my girl been through so much. She been through so much. And people be trying to play in her face. I'm like, I think a lot of people don't want to, how do I say this in a way? I think the optics of sympathizing with a rich, petite, pretty, talented white woman is not something people like. And I can understand that because the optics of that,
Yeah.
especially me, a black woman, it looks very icky, especially in this climate.
Yeah.
Um, However, comma, I do want to put on the record, Ariana was never going around saying nigga. She's never gotten MAGA accusations. Never.
True.
So I get it, but I'm like, let's think about the white woman we talking about. To me, it's the same as like liking Anne Hathaway, you know?
Right.
Um, but I think Ariana, as much as people hate to admit it, she really has gone through a lot between being a Nickelodeon kid dealing with Dan Schneider,
Yeah.
a fucking terrorist attack at her concert, being accused of being the reason why Mac Miller overdosed,
Right.
um, Pete Davidson live tweeting his like manic episode and people blaming her for it. The like there's a lot of things that were completely outside of her control
Yeah.
that I think people don't want to give her any sympathy for. And it just upsets me. I'm like very quick to drag her for any sort of home wrecking allegations, but quick to ignore the fact that she posted MRIs of her brain before and after a terrorist attack, and it is different. Like it, I'm like, I get it. You don't want to sympathize with a rich, pretty white woman. I get it. I trust me. I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't. But unfortunately, the music slaps. And I won't say I'm a full on stan because I don't know that much about her personally. Like, I don't know her birth. I know she's a Cancer, but I don't know her birthday. I don't know, all of her friends. I don't know all of her background dancers and everything like that. Just what's in the media and probably just a bit deeper. But I have so much love for Ponytail. It's not even funny. Like, oh, I love that girl bad. Oh, I love her bad. I love her bad. Oh, Lord, don't ever let me see her. Like if I meet Ariana, I'm gonna just start screaming in her face. Truly. Like I would just start screaming. Just I'll be trying to hit her notes and imagine.
Alex,
Like
please.
oh God, I love her. That was a great topic. I could talk about Ponytail forever.
Yeah, I think you do that.
Yeah. Was
I
that the
think
only
you
topic or
definitely do
did you
that.
have more? Because I don't
That,
want
that was it. That was
That's
the
the only
only
topic.
one.
to.
That's the
Okay.
only topic.
Ticketmaster,
Yeah.
you will crumble.
You,
Yeah,
you
Ticketmaster fucking sucks, and it makes everything harder. I honestly, Alex, like I have nothing else to add. Like
Yeah.
you pretty much said everything and wrapped that shit up in a bow. Like I agree with
yeah.
everything that you said. Um, Ticketmaster also just like count your days, bitch. They
What
need to
happened
count your
with the
days.
lawsuit? What happened with
I don't
Taylor Swift
know.
and that whole situation? I ain't heard nothing more.
And the one time I was rooting for that white girl, the one
One
time I
time.
was rooting for Taylor Swift and her goddamn fans, I was like, oh, they done pissed off the Swifties. This
They better
something might
rule.
actually change.
I ain't heard
Nothing
nothing
came
else
from it though.
about it though.
Yeah, I haven't heard nothing about it either. I kind of forgot about it till you just mentioned it.
Same. Mm.
But yeah,
Anything else to add?
Nope.
I think
No,
that's it.
no. All
I'm
right.
I'm
Oh.
confident that you will see Ponytail.
Me too.
Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure you will, and we'll for sure have the clip for you
Right.
Yeah,
ready when you get the ticket and you at the concert.
Yes.
Yeah, for your TikTok,
right.
we'll
Like
have
I'm
it for you.
truly not even nervous about it. Like I didn't even break a sweat. I was like, okay, well,
I'm gonna
guess
get them
this wasn't the day
tickets,
I was supposed to get them. I may get those tickets 3 hours before the concert. Who knows?
That's
but you're
true.
gonna get them though.
But you're
That's
gonna
I'll
get
be
them, and
there.
that's all that
you're gonna
matters.
get them.
Yep.
That's it. That's all, and I love that for you. I do. I think that's gonna wrap this episode of Rated TNT. Thank y'all for joining. I also want to give Alex the opportunity to tell everybody listening where you can find her, what content she'll have for you, and on what platform.
Yes, you can follow me on TikTok or subscribe to my YouTube, which is the same at Hallie Hallie. And I pretty much talk about really anything. I talk about pop culture, TV, movies, some old, some new, and honestly, I just kind of talk shit ethically though. So
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, you can follow me on any of those. But oh, and Instagram. I'm trying to post on Instagram. I don't
Mm.
remember my ad. What's my ad? It's in my bio on TikTok. I don't remember my ad for Instagram. I think it's not Hallie Hallie. I think it's Hallie Drea because
Mm.
Hallie Hallie
It
was my
is. It
okay.
is.
Okay.
It is. Because
Yeah,
I
you
do
can
remember
follow me
saying
there
it.
as well. Yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all for listening. We'll be back with another episode of Ready TNT. And that's it. That's all. Love you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Catch you on the next
Bye.
one.